Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to actually, by the way, you see how like I all got all dressed up, did my hair, did my makeup. I even put perfume on. I know you guys can't feel it, but this was all for this video. I'm just like in that type of mood right now. It's super late. I think it's like midnight, but I just got inspired, got motivated. So I'm like, let me just do a video. But so today we have a question that this girl emailed me to my email. By the way, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me at any time about anything. And also don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment under this video. And thank you so much for watching. But anyway, so this girl emailed me and she said, hi, I was wondering if you could do a video on self-love. I know you said you don't like going up to guys as much, but I feel like guys I want to come up to me never do. There is a guy I like and I see him around, but I'm not sure how to talk to him. I just don't feel good about myself. And I was wondering what tips you had. Also, is dating not accepting less than you think you deserve in the dating world? All right, so I actually did a few notes for this video. I got little prepared for this video because it is a very deep question and I love this question. Thank you so much for asking it. But I actually broke it down in two halves. So, and then I made like certain notes to follow, so I'm not gonna forget what I wanted to say. So first of all, let's talk about self-love. It's a very deep and very sometimes even philosophical question, but what it all comes down to is just accepting who you are for who you are, inside and out. And it's just, don't let anybody tell you that you're not unique, that you're not beautiful, that then you don't deserve something. First of all, it's like your surroundings and people that surround you, they need to support you and not let you down or put you down or like belittle you. None of that. If they're doing that, you need to cut them off, and that's like the reason why you might be having like those insecurities, because people around you that you allow in your circle, they abuse it. They abuse, you being nice and you being like a good friend. That's not acceptable. So first of all, work on your circle. And second, accept you for who you are. All your emotions, inside, out, like everything that has to do with you, you have to like learn how to love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, nobody else will. And unfortunately, everybody in this world, they only care about themselves. I know it's like, it sounds a little conceited, but it is true. And you just have to accept it, and you just have to work on yourself, because if you don't love you, nobody else is going to love you as much you love you, okay? So, and then, of course, all of us have like certain type of insecurities, certain type of things we wish we had or we didn't have. It's just natural and it's a human nature, right? But if you are struggling with it and you want to work on it, the best way that I found is working on it is actually trying to trace when you feel being insecure, being like in a bad condition, or whenever you feel bad, or whenever you get this feeling that something is wrong, like, or you're feeling insecure or something like that is going on, track it down and see what happened before you start feeling like that, because this way is going to help you to define the problem. Like, define what actually causes you feeling insecure, feeling sad, feeling not good enough. Just track it down and see exactly what causes you to do it. Because again, there may be some people in your circle that like do that, and you just, and honestly, it can be like even the closest people to you, your parents, your sisters, your brothers, and you still, like, it doesn't matter who it is, you cannot accept belittling yourself, disrespecting yourself, because you are a person, and like they're supposed to, respect that and understand that. And if they don't, then you just have to, take certain measures. But honestly, track down your surroundings and see if that causes you. Or sometimes you might be watching the TV or not even watch TV, or like argue with somebody, like, maybe with your boyfriend, with your girlfriend, or maybe you argue with your, significant other, or like, your parents, whoever. And then after that, you decide to eat, like a lot, to eat, you know how what they say, like, you eat a lot sometimes to numb your feelings. So then you eat and then you look at the mirror and you gain, like, over time you gain like 300 pounds already, and you just like, oh my god, what the hell. You have to honestly trace it down, like, see what causes you. Because see, in this, like, in this particular reason, the last one, in this particular example, you the cause of eating is because you can't handle the emotions, or like some type of problems are going on between you and people that are important to you, and this is why you're trying to numb your feelings. So tracing what causes you feeling insecure or bad and not good enough is actually help you to, to solve this problem and figure out what actually causes you to feel what you feel. So self-love is very, very important, and make sure, like, whatever it causes you not having self-respect, self-love, and being, self-confident, you have to trace it down and figure out what it is. Because, there's maybe they can be 1,300,000 reasons, right, for that, but you have to trace it down and see what exactly it is. but I cannot be biased, right? So if you've been on my channel long enough, I got my boobs done, and I cannot be biased and say, like, people always have to accept, like, whatever God gave you. Like, I didn't never had boobs. Like, it just, it is what it is. I was heavy on the bottom, but I never had boobs, and I always, like, found it so beautiful, so fascinated, and I just, went and got it done. And the reason why I brought it up is because, some people, it's okay to change yourself surgically, however way you want, but it always has to come from within. Because if you are doing it for yourself, like any changes that you're doing for yourself, like for example my boobs, right, I did it for myself because I just love it, but I didn't do it because somebody was like, oh, I wish you had bigger boobs. No. Like, this is, it always has to come from within. Because if it comes from within and you make yourself happy by doing certain changes to you, to your body, to whatever, then you make yourself happier, and you still love yourself, and like maybe love a little bit more than you used to before, and you may be happier, more self-confident, even more than you used to be before. But when it comes from somebody else, like when somebody demands you to change yourself physically, or even sometimes even mentally, to fit however they want you to act or look, honestly, no matter how much you're going to change, it's never going to be enough. They're always going to find something else wrong with you after, and they're going to start talking about that again and again and again and again. And it doesn't matter how many changes you're going to make to make that person happy, it's never going to be enough for them anyway. First and second, you're going to lose yourself. Like, you wouldn't even know like what you are anymore, because you're trying so hard to please somebody else. Always make sure that any type of changes that you want to do to your body, to to your style, to your hair, to like to anything, to your like inner self, like whatever, make sure it always comes from within, and you are comfortable and happy about those changes, right? So, okay. I just want to get that straight, because I don't want to sound biased, like, when I'm talking about self-love, because I love surgeries. Like, I never hate on people who got it done. Like, why not? If you want to do a certain thing, like, why, I always think it's a good idea. If you're not comfortable with something about yourself, and something is going to make you happier and live your life fuller, then like, why not? But it always have to come from you first, not from somebody else's opinion. All right, so then I wanted to cover like what self-love to me is, and how to track like your insecurities, so like what makes you feel down or belittled, and track it down and try to work on that first. And this is the main thing, because we like the second part of the question that she asked, like the lady that she asked, the girl, I think, she asked about like, guys again, which ties into relationships. But self-love is so important in the relationship, because if you're not happy with yourself, there is no way somebody else is going to make you happy. And first and second, you have to be always responsible for your happiness, because some people get like in a relationship for the wrong reasons, I believe. And sometimes people, they're not taking responsibilities for their own happiness, and they think if they get with somebody, then that is going to make them happy, and this is going to last a lifetime. Sometimes, especially like when you first meet somebody, like, first it's like all, fun and games, and it's just like, just exciting first feelings of like, dating somebody. But honestly, like with time, your feelings like of the excitement kind of dies down, mellows down. It doesn't die down, but it does mellow down, where now like the person, you're already used to them, and they're not making you as happy as they were in the beginning. So now you back to your old self, just being negative and being like insecure, being non-confident, like don't have no self-respect. First, it's very unattractive qualities, right? So once you like, you get in a relationship, and over time, like a person, finds out what you really are, sometimes like, they may change their mind about dating you, and they don't want to deal with all these problems, because it is a lot. So this is why I make always emphasis on working on yourself first before you get somebody else, around you and start dating them. Because again, like you always have to be responsible for your own happiness. Like imagine if you get with somebody, right? And they're making you happy, everything is fine, but like over time it dies down, and then you just don't know what else is going to make you happy. You don't know what else is going to like keep that fire in you, right? So now you're so codependent to this person that you started dating, that you just become super clingy and super, sometimes like people get jealous even, because this person like living their life, they enjoying it, but you're so how do I say, like tied into that person making you happy, that you don't even let them breathe. Like you don't even let them live their own life, and that's just super, super, super annoying. Okay, you have to have your own life. You have to have things that you enjoy a lot, and that what makes actually a person very interesting too. Because it's like if you make yourself all about that person, by the end of the day, like how are you different? Like what is so interesting about you? Because now you're making like your life about me, which sound like being your mom, like my mom or his mom or whatever mom, right? And that's not, nobody wants kind of second mom. I already have a mom. Like I need a man, or you need a guy, or like, whatever it is. But always be responsible for your own happiness first before you get into a relationship. And I also believe that like other people magnify feelings that you have. Like for example, if you are insecure, I believe that over time in relationship, like the person can magnify that feeling, so you even start feeling more and more and more insecure. Or sometimes like there are people who they're happy, positive, like everything is going so well, and this is when like if you get with somebody, they magnify your feelings. Like they magnify you being happy, you being adventurous, you learning new stuff. And this is what the definition of healthy relationship, right? So, and then she asked me, there's a guy I like and I see him around, but I'm not sure how to talk to him. I just don't feel good about myself, and I was wondering what tips you had. About like coming up to a guy, I wanted to mention a few things, right? So first, he might not know about you. Like he just not, maybe he's the type of person who just walks in, maybe to the gym or whatever you guys meet, just do his thing, leave, and not paying attention to people, right? So maybe he doesn't even know about you. So maybe, try to figure out like the way how he might find out about you. Or maybe he's like super, super shy, right? And then you might come up to him and start like, take initiative if you are, comfortable with it and stuff. And that's okay. And again, from the previous video that I did on answering people's questions, ask for help. Like as a girl, it's like a perfect scenario how to approach a guy, I feel like, because it's like it's not awkward. You don't make them feel awkward. And then like, because sometimes like they might run away because they're like so like anxious or whatever. You just asking for help, and then like, it's like I feel like it's the best scenario. So all right, you can ask for help, like to see maybe he does like you too, but he was like shy to approach you. So that would be like a good way to start things. Maybe he was just not paying attention again, and you like you might introduce yourself, and he was like, oh okay, yeah, let's go on a date, la la la, like perfect. But don't forget, a no can be an answer too, right? So, and it's not the end of the world. Do not forget that, because it happens. Everybody has a right to say no. And honestly, the reasoning behind it can be like 3 million thousands billions of reasons that can be behind it. He might be too busy for a relationship. He might be not interested in the opposite sex. Maybe he's interested in the same sex. Maybe he's into his job a lot and he's just not interested in dating. Maybe he's just not interested in dating because he just broke up with somebody and he's like taking his time off, right? Maybe, honestly, like so many reasons can be behind it. But what I want to say is like some people, they get a no and they get like offended, and they just take it on themselves, like something is wrong with you. Honestly, like don't ever take it on your account, because first of all, again, there's so many like thousands and thousands of reasons why that person can say no. But you cannot just sit there and punish yourself, or think it's your fault somehow, or you might not be good enough. Like again, self-love, you need to have self-respect and self-love. And if it's a no, it's a no. First and second, we live our life once, okay? So a minute ago, you cannot return. Yesterday, you could not return. Like a month ago, you could not return and relive it again. So always remember, you have one life to live. You have one life to live, and don't waste it on wondering and trying to figure out why this person said no, because there may be thousands of reasons of it, right? Always focus on self-love, self-respect, self-development, and just being happy and enjoying your life. Always do that first. Make yourself come first. And this is how, it's so funny, because by the end of the day, like this aura, it actually attracts guys even more and more and more and more guys to you. Like when you are so interested about life, when you are so excited about life, you live your life to the fullest. You just, if you don't like something, about yourself, you change it. Like whether you want to gain weight or lose weight, or maybe you want something like change your hair color, whatever. Do it for yourself. Live your life. Enjoy your life. And this is honestly, it's so funny, because I always hear from girls, especially, like every time, they try to be about their boyfriend, they just like too clingy and just too doing too much, where the guys is just like, whoa, no, like this is too much, calm down, like this is too crazy, it's like, it's too much for me. When they do that, right, and then they change like their approach to them, being like all about themselves, like not about like, but just enjoying their own life, find something that they're interested in and they're like discovering it or started studying it or like trying it out, like they started to live their life to the fullest. And that's how like those guys or even more guys like start approaching you, because they just see how interesting, how like, you know, tasteful and energetic your life is, and they get attracted to that even more. So it's like when you, it's so funny because like when you like kind of about more about yourself and enjoying yourself and living your life so fullest, that's how you attract the most people. And it just, yeah. And I found it in personal examples too. Like every time like I would be like all about like the boyfriend, they just like, oh my God, Marina, like come on. But like every time like I'm all around like all about myself and just like, you know, do all the things that make me happy, they trying to keep up. Like they trying to be like, oh my God, wait, but I want, you know, your time, this and that. And I'm like, yeah, of course. But let me do this. Let me do, like, you know what I mean? It's just so interesting, like how energy works as well. And by the way, what I believe in is that energy is number one attractive resource for anybody. And this is what like I personally believe in, because it's just like when you see a person and, you know, they might be not a 10, whatever, you know, whatever that means in your world, in your head, in your mindset, but they super like joyful and energetic and this and this and that, like it's just so attractive that you can't resist it, right? But like imagine like the most prettiest person, the most beautiful person, but with the nastiest like attitudes and just like no personality, no nothing, but she's beautiful, he's beautiful. And you just get bored over time. I'm not saying there's no way there's like a beautiful person and a cool, you know, character and like cool attitude. Yeah, of course there are. But I'm saying like, I believe that energy is like so much more important than like outside. Even though like, you know, I do believe that like, especially this will be like very practical for girls, because I believe the guys like with their eyes. So I just like, and because I'm a woman, so like I like to take care of myself. Like I like to do, you know, things like nails, like, you know, hair, makeup. Like I love doing all this stuff. But what I'm saying is like energy is very big, and like in order for you to have this good energy, self-love, self-respect, and working on things that you don't like about yourself, and accepting yourself for who you are and learning to love yourself for who you are, the biggest things. And again, like do not get hang up on, you know, guys and like certain guys. Like, you know, you might be like get in love with somebody and you like, oh my God, like I wish this guy loved you, blah 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 blah. But like, what if, you know, this guy's just not meant for you? And by the way, like sometimes like, you know, we get so hooked on the idea that we built in our head. We like build already all this like cloudy castles of us being with them and like us being like having 100 kids already with that person. But we just, what if that person is not, you know, the one for us? And we wasting our time. Sometimes like, you know, we get rejected, oh, it doesn't work out. We get so hooked on this idea of being with that somebody that we don't see other opportunities that being, you know, that going our way that might be even better than this person that you keep thinking about. So don't don't limit your opportunities. And my biggest motto for my life is that universe or God, whatever you believe in, is super resourceful. And I keep like, it's like my thing. Like I will keep like always like saying that to myself. And, you know, when I do, always, like, I believe that there is, it's like a faith thing. Like, you know, it's like you always believe there is like always something better. If it doesn't work out and you do your best to make it work, like whether it's business, whether it's relationship, whether it's like whatever it can be, and you do your best but it didn't work, like maybe there's something better. And again, you don't have 9 lives. Don't forget that. Don't forget that, because wasting your time on somebody that like doesn't even care or like want, or for any reason even know you, it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous, and you shouldn't do it, because again, you live your life once. Don't ever forget it. But anyway, I hope I covered a lot of things on this. She also asked, wait, hold on. So she also asked, also if it's dating not accepting less than you think you deserve in the dating world. So how do I say this? So I've been thinking, I'm sorry guys, like this video is getting a little long, but I just wanted to mention this. So first of all, you have to understand, you have to write down and figure out what you deserve, and what you give back for what you deserve. Like, let's say, you are, let's say, this is an example. Nobody get offended, please. Like, come on. But I just wanted to make it very, like, colorful. So I'm going to make this really extreme, okay? So imagine you are 600 pounds, right? And you love, I don't know, Denzel Washington. Okay, so let's look, right? You're not doing nothing for your life. You're not making yourself happy. There is nothing that makes you happy. You're always negative. There is nothing that you have no goals. You are not thriving to be a better version of yourself. You're not doing anything to get close to the Denzel Washington. But you still want him, and you still get like, just dreams about him, and you just not, you just wish and think that something is going to happen one day magically. You just, you guys getting married, and like, you go 6 kids later, you happily ever after. Be realistic about like, what you want, what you desire. But again, always thrive for better, and be ready to give as much as you ask for, because there is no way, like, it's always an exchange energy, because like in a relationship as well, like it can't, like sometimes some people like 50-50 stuff, where like they do it materialistically. Some people like it on the energy level. Some people like it like materialistic and energetic way. So it's like, always figure out first what you deserve, then figure out what you're ready to give back, right? And then you just see, can you afford it? Can you not afford it? Do you even want it? Do you not want it? And then go from there. But again, self-love, the most important thing, self-respect, self-containment, most important. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope I covered your question. Again, thank you so much for answering, sending me this question so I can talk about it on my video. If you have any other questions, guys, please feel free to send them to me. Let's talk about them, let's discuss them. And if you have any comments about this video, what I said, please leave them below. I would love to read them. What you think on self-love, what you think about guys that you might like but you're not sure about talking to them. Leave them below and let's talk about it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.